All right, good old-fashioned brainwashing, right? Listen, today we are talking about reprogramming your mind, because the reality is, if you've never programmed it before, then it was programmed to a default setting from childhood, and there's some freaky stuff that comes out of childhood that you don't want running around in your adult or teenager brain. So today, buckle up, let's have some fun on reprogramming our mind.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary.
Here's what I love about the Matrix, right? Neo gets unplugged from the Matrix, and all of a sudden, he has to be prepared to fight the machines. And how do they do that? They plug him and jack him into the Matrix, and then they upload a program. And within minutes, he can learn Kung Fu, he can learn battle, he can learn, war cries. But basically, he can just download this information and then all of a sudden possess those upgraded skills. Wouldn't it be cool if we could reprogram your mind like that? Yeah, I don't know how to do that. But I will give you seriously some super hacks on how to do it successfully. But let's just back up for a second. Whoa. What do we mean by reprogram the mind? In my world, I've been taking the world apart brick by brick, trying to understand how is it that we as humans become the adults that we become. Having a degree in this and then having pursued it and written books about it, I'll tell you right now that from what I've been witnessing, observing, and learning in my own research, there's roughly 10,000 beliefs that make up your entire paradigm. Now remember, a paradigm is your entire worldview. So for example, it includes when you wake up in the morning, whether you'll hit the snooze button or not. When you open the fridge, are you gonna choose eggs or are you gonna choose chopped liver? Like, all your choices have already been made, and the majority of them got made in childhood. So from the time you came out and started experiencing the world with an undeveloped brain, you just started absorbing belief systems like crazy without questioning them, because children don't really have that ability to do that very well. They simply take whatever they're given. But it's worse, because children are amazing observers and horrible interpreters. Like, this happens all the time. I'll say one thing to my child, like they're like, "Hey dad, play this game with me." I'll say, "Hey, let me just finish this text." And my child will say, "My dad doesn't love me." And then they turn about and they cry and they leave. I'm like, how did you arrive at this crazy, erroneous interpretation of what just went down there? Like, kids, they say the darndest things, they believe the dumbest things. It is weird. So kids, by the time we become adults, they've got a lot of great beliefs, and then they got a bunch of not so great beliefs, because mom and dad are, if you have traditional family, nucleus family with a mom and a dad, or whoever your parental-like figures were, they're consciously trying to teach you certain things. Some of it they're really aware of, like reading. Reading books will enhance your intelligence. I want you to be a great reader, and they push books in front of you, and they give you fun books to read, and they cause you to have a love affair with reading, and hence, you become well-read. But that same parent takes you to Target, and all of a sudden you see the shiny toy, and they say, "We don't got money for that. We can't afford that." And they don't realize that what they're programming you to believe as a child is that when you want something and it's important to you, the resource doesn't exist. So the parent that teaches me to love reading is also the parent that teaches me scarcity and fear about money. Well, 10,000 beliefs like that means that some of them are positive, many of them are negative, because unconsciously, we don't do a lot of conscious programming, which means we're dealing with all of this negativity and we're dealing with a little bit of positivity. And this is where humans wind up. Now, I'd love to tell you that you're special and that no one thinks the way that you think, but the reality is the majority of your 10,000 beliefs are no different than most other people you meet that have not paused to actually do very intentional reprogramming. Reprogramming means that programming has already occurred, and that is these 10,000 beliefs. So when we talk about reprogramming, how many of these core beliefs do you think are worth revisiting to reprogram? If you ask me, I think it's worthy of evaluating every single belief that you can create an awareness of and deciding whether to toss it or whether to keep it. Now, here's the cool part. How do you reprogram your belief system? Well, in a moment, I'm going to give that to you, but I just want to pause to share something with you. I can't jack you into the matrix and then do it in 30 seconds. But what if I actually took from the 10,000, the top 1,000 most important beliefs, and already had them scripted and written up? Beliefs that would cover the most ideal approach to think about yourself, self-confidence, your body, your image, your musculature, your masculine, your feminine, your finances, your health, your relationships. What if the core parts that we all share as humans, what if someone took the time to create a master list of the top 1,000 beliefs that would open up doors to greater happiness, opportunity? That does exist, and that's actually what I put here in my best-selling book, Limitless. This is a book I spent millions of dollars of research between my mentorship with others and then having written, and the entire book explains this, but at the end, there's an entire appendix documenting the top 1,000 beliefs for your personal power, your health, your wellness, your relationships, and your finances. And the reason why I did that is because it is an ultimate hack on saving you literally thousands of hours of work to actually just get right to the code. So someday I'll have this like programmed in AI, artificial intelligence, but because people still wonder if that's gonna take over the world, we're just not taking that step yet. In reality, my friend, how you actually reprogram these beliefs, 3 things. Number 1, you have to become aware of what are my beliefs. And I will just share with you right now, like the biggest hack on how to do that. It is literally sitting, calming your mind, emptying your thoughts, taking a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and just getting yourself in a super calm meditative space and asking a question. In a grounded space, you can ask any question and you're gonna intuitively receive information. So the question that I would ask is, what's the number 1 limiting belief getting in my way? And something will come up. You could direct it towards money. What's the number 1 limiting belief keeping me from making $1 million? What's the number 1 limiting belief keeping me from having a happier relationship? What's the number 1 limiting belief keeping me from having anything that I want in life? That is a question that what it does is it creates awareness, because when you ask it, you don't know what's gonna come up, but in a calm, grounded space, you do ask, and then guess what? You get something. Listen, just pause, do this for a moment. Close your eyes. You're watching this video, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Slow down and clear your mind. Take another deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, flooding endorphins to the mind, getting yourself in a calm, grounded space, and becoming without thought to make room. The question, what is the number 1 limiting belief holding you back right now? And when you are aware of what that is, you write it down, you put it in your belief breakthrough journal, you now have awareness. Second thing I want you to understand is how that is affecting your perception. So if you have an awareness, what it does is it feeds into your perception. If it's a negative belief, then what it does is it affects your RAS, your reticular activating system, that basically controls your perception and says, oh, we have a negative belief. Let's now look through our perception and see if we can find things, evidence that identifies with that negative belief. But if you were to shift that into something positive, then your RAS would say, whoa, change of orders. Now we're supposed to look for this other positive thing. You're directing creation. You're directing perception. And so once we have awareness, we can alter our perception if we do the 3rd step, which is we have to form a new belief. We have to tweak, ratify, alter, change, whatever came up. Let's give you an example. Let's say that whatever came up for you was, I'm not smart enough. Now we could talk about where that came from. That's what the book is for. That goes way deeper. That's like 3rd grade Miss Bohannon giving you your spelling test back and giving you a 16 out of 20 with a disapproving look because she had worked so hard with you and you're thinking, I'm just stupid. Okay, this is a true story. This is how it happens, right? But I have the belief that came up. I have an awareness now that I have this idea that I'm not smart. Does that serve you? No, it doesn't serve me. What does it do? It actually has me look for evidence where I'm stupid. This is dumb. Why would I do that? Listen, whatever you look for, you're going to find. If you want to look for evidence that you're dumb, you'll find dumb. If you look for evidence that you're genius, guess what you'll find? You'll find genius. This is the cool thing about how we direct our agency, this freedom of choice in a free country that we've been given. Guess what? New belief right here is I can now run with a new choice. This is me reprogramming for the first time. The program came at default from a childhood experience. The new belief that I want to program is, I'm smart. I'm brilliant at some things. I'm really intelligent. I have a very fast cognitive moving mind. I could come with all sorts of stuff as long as it is positive, as long as it is empowering, and as long as it like jazzes me and excites me in the present tense. Because the subconscious mind only works in that sense. Like you could be in the dream state, you could be dreaming of the most crazy thing that is such a lucid dream to you, But in your mind, it's real because it's playing out present. It's no past, it's no future. The subconscious mind only understands present tense. So we got to reprogram it in that tense. So I'm going to write my new belief, and now here I am. Found the false belief, saw how it's affecting my perception, created the new belief. How do I get it to stick? Practice. How much? Every single day. You want to get good at an instrument? Play it every day. Friends, you have 10,000 limiting beliefs to rewrite. So what you do is you take your new belief, you write it down, and then you recite it every day, but you do it with emotion, which means you're going to manufacture whatever emotion you want to connect to being smart. Is it pride? Is it joy? Is it fulfillment? Is it an energy of service, or is it compassion? Like, what is the emotion that will serve you? And you want to link that powerful emotion till you feel it, as in men, especially you. Force yourself to be a little bit like the women here, where they have the ability to draw upon as a strength their emotional energy, right? Call forth that emotional energy, link it to that idea, and recite it. And get yourself feeling an emotional movement of that idea. That's what will get it to stick. And friends, that's just the beginning. That's 101 of how to reprogram your mind. If you're ready for the PhD level deep dive, or if you want to get my hack on the top 1,000 beliefs and say, dude, I want to skip 1,000, hours, and I just want to jump right to like the magic sauce, dude, check this out at the back of this. Personal beliefs, limiting belief. There's something wrong with me. For those that have ever said that, I've got 4 new beliefs to counter that. You pick the one that really resonates with you. Here, there's limiting belief, I'll always be poor. This is in the money section. I've got 5 different options of what you could actually believe. I skip over, I'm in the health section, or I'm in the relationship section. I annoy others, people can't handle me. I've already documented the ideal map that you want. If you get your hands on this, all you have to do is highlight the beliefs that'll serve you, and boom, you can start programming those, save yourself. A lot of the time, it's just a big shortcut, which is why I'm giving this book away for free. I got a ton of extra copies. I don't know when you're going to watch this video, if I'll have any leftovers, but if I do, click the link, and while supplies last, the book is yours. Just cover shipping, and we'll get that sent out to you. That is the biggest accelerant that I can give you to help you move forward in the most empowering way in your life. Thank you so much for watching today. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you more if you're a subscriber, because if you subscribe and ring that bell, then when tomorrow's video comes out, I can notify you, and then you're like, hey, I know what Kris is saying next. That's all in service of trying to give you as much daily information that will help you expand your thinking, your mind, your heart, your spirit, to have it all.